Hi everyone, I'm Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So if this is one of your first times joining me, welcome. I'm so glad that you found me. If you haven't done it already, make sure that you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the bell down below and you'll be notified immediately. And if you're here through my Facebook, make sure that you like my page or you're a member of one of my groups and you'll be notified as well. Now, all the links that are to the Facebook group or to my YouTube channel, everything else is all down below. And if you want to subscribe to my newsletter, by all means, just hit onto that Aweber for the newsletter and you will get notified. So tonight, Thursday night, oh, I love Thursday nights, and that's my Now What series. And you can probably see it right here, but my goodness, this is a hidden gem. This is in the J2D mini catalog. And let me just jump on right on down to my desktop. This basically, and I've got to watch this because I don't know why it's so weird the way that this everything is starting to show up here. And I think it has something to do with this stand. It's not working. In any event, this is the very best trio punch. And honestly, when I show you a few things tonight, you're going to be quite surprised. I am upset that we do not have our corner rounder anymore. But this, when I show you something that can happen with this, you can see the three different sizes on there. I know there's quite a glare on there, but it's pretty cool. And it is actually bundled together with this very best occasion stamp set, which has an awful lot of thinking of you. It has outside and inside sentiments, but I'm not going to be using this tonight, but remember, when you do buy this together, you save 10% as a bundle. And this can be found on page 68 of the J2D mini catalog. And honestly, you're going to love this. Like I say, it is a hidden gem. All right, so let's just put that aside. Now, I am going to also use something that I used yesterday, and you know what? Honestly, I have it already and it's already done. Oh my goodness, Pam, it's 10:30. Of course, while you're back. Oh, you better. I hope that you are going to be safe there, Pam, because you're from Nova Scotia, right? And Fiona is heading your way. Oh my goodness. In any event, yesterday I had used this cheerful basket, and I'm going to use this bundle again today. But honestly, I'm just going to use the images that I had already colored. I'm going to have, and I'm just going to use those, get those off my desk. All right. Do you remember a few years ago when we had this punch? It was an excellent punch for making certain things if it was 2 inches. This, I'm going to show you that we can do the same thing, but it's going to be a lot more versatile. All right, so let me first of all show you different parts of this punch. Now I've got a bunch of scrap paper, and I want to show you the different cuts on there. So this one has the cornered off punch. So with this particular punch, you don't push down at this end, you just push straight down. And this is going to give you an angled punch. And you know what? I should have a piece of dark cardstock so that you can see what those angles are. So just going to grab a night of navy so that you can see what they look like. All right, so you have that angled off. Now it's quite a big angle. So what you could actually do is you can turn around and you can put this in the way that you would normally put it into the punch. But I had gone ahead and I actually marked some tick marks out here on my punch. And I did it with a Sharpie. You want to make sure it's the same sort of angle. We're going to push that down so it kind of clicks in place. Let's see. It's a little bit fiddly, but you can do it. So I'm just going to show you. I'm going to punch straight down and see how I can make that angle a shorter angle. So in any event, oh my goodness, we've got people from Eastern Canada. We got people from Margaret from Australia. That's awesome. Oh my goodness, Pam. Really, seriously, that Fiona, I am very concerned for Nova Scotia. One thing, at least it's going to kind of calm down. I know we were very fortunate when we went to New Orleans that it was the first year since 1950 that there hasn't been a hurricane. So we timed our thing at that point. Okay, so we've got that one. Now, if this was the same on both sides, and I'm just actually going to go in and cut that so that we've got it the same on both sides, then what I could do is I can make this into a tag. Now, personally, I don't know if I like it this narrow of a tag with this big of an angle, but what you can do is you can go in, and this part here is going to give you the hole. So right like that. Now, one thing to be aware of, this marks the center. So if you are the type of person that needs to see that right in the center, you can eyeball it. It's actually quite easy to eyeball. But you could go in and you could take your pencil, you could measure that, and you could put a line across there. So let's just do that so that you can see that I can get it right in the middle. So this is 2.5 inches. I'm just going to go 1 1/4. Line that up like that. And let's go in, put that in, and I can line this notch right there. So we're just going to, oops, we want that in straight. Again, we're pushing just straight down, and then that's putting it right in the middle for us. But really, I was just amazed when I saw this with this punch. All right, so we have this punch. I really like this corner one here. So let's go ahead and let's punch that. And of course, we want to turn it over when we punch the other side. You can tell I'm using scrap paper here. We're just going to put that back in there. And now we've got those edges just like that. Now, isn't that pretty? And then what you could do is you could go in, you're going to eyeball that or mark it, whatever you choose. And then we've got this part. So you can see I didn't quite eyeball that very good. But if I was doing something, I probably would go ahead and mark it. And all I did was just make it a little bit bigger. But did you know, and I'm going to actually use another sheet. And I'm just going to cut this in half because I can show you a little bit more. I want to show you. Now, we have this where this is coming like this, right? If you put this part up at the top, oh, dear Pam, I'm so sorry. In any event, if you put this slot up at the top, now let me show you something with that. I'm going to go in with this one right there again. Just going to punch it down. We're going to flip it and put it back in there and check this out. 2 different punches. Okay, that didn't work the way I wanted it to work. So let me go ahead. Now I've got that up at the top or at the bottom. Let's see. Change that. Sorry. There we go. So it didn't work that way at all. My goodness. When you turn this around a different way, you're going to get, like, you've got the curve and you've got, okay, that's how it works. It worked earlier. So what happens is that you get the round part up at the top. I'm going to get this way. So I did it like this. This is going to give me the round. Nope. Well, I'm going to have to perfect that. That's for sure. Okay, let me just do that. Okay. So now what you could do, depending on the size that you also do this, see how I did that? And how did I do that? See how those are 2 different? One is rounded here and one is scooped there. I'm going to get this. So if I have this going like this, the round is going to be up at the top. at the bottom. Let me turn this around. Let's put this in that side. There you go. That's how it works. So you're just going to go in. Oh dear. All right. Here, like this. And then you're just going to turn it around and go in like this. Now, if you don't turn it over, it's going to give you the opposite way that it goes. There we go. I knew it worked this afternoon when I did it. So we have a curved edge like this, or we have like the punched out edge like that. All right. So that just shows you that you can use this in so many different ways. Like if I also want to have, I'm going to have to turn. That's why. When you punch this like this and say we turn it over like you're supposed to so that it stays the same, what happens is if you don't turn it over, you're going to get this punch. Okay. So anyways, I thought I should show you that. But tonight, what we're going to do, I'll just get this off my desk. That kind of flopped, but it really is truly amazing. So play with it a lot more. All right. So years ago, I had made some different types of treat things. So I want to show you with this punch, we can turn around and we can do some treat bags. So I've gone ahead and I've got my templates here. So let me just bring those in so that I've got those for referral. This one happens to be 3 inches by 11 inches. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I am going to score it at 4.5 inches. I'm going to score it. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to measure at 6.5 inches. Or what I could do is I could turn this around and measure this again at 4.5 inches. So that's the way we're going to actually do this. And that is going to give me 4.5 inches on each side. So that works out to 9, and then there's 2 inches in between. So we have that. And then I have another piece that is 6 inches by 3 inches. And now I'm going to score it in at 1.5 on this side. Here. I'm going to turn it around and score it in at 1.5 again on this side. And then on the short side, or the 3-inch side, I'm going to measure this 1/2 inch on both sides. There and there. So instead of using that fantastic tag topper punch, I can now do this any size that I want. I can make these treat bags, and you'll see why I'm doing a larger treat bag today. I think that's what I need just for that. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to use my bone folder. Now, a lot of times I will tell you to fold into the mountains. And then there's times that I'm going to tell you not to fold into the mountains. Yeah, no kidding. So this is going to work like a treat bag like this. Now, we could leave it with no sides, but I want there to be sides. So I'm just going to come in and I'm just going to fold this. And I'm going to fold this part in. I'm going to get rid of this paper now. Just like this. And let's fold this side in as well. And now I'm going to come in with my paper snips. And what I want to do is I want to cut in on this part here on both sides. Just like this. And like this. And then what I want to do is I want to cut this part off. I'm just going to come in there and cut this part off. Shouldn't be using my really good dedicated scissors that I have for my ribbon. But I can see my other snips are in the middle of the table down there. Okay. Now, if we want to, what we can do is we could turn around and we could do some embossing on here. So what's this going to happen here? I just want to make sure that it's folded the right way. Yeah. What we want to do is we want to do a bit of sponging on here, or blending with it. So I've got my blending brush, and I'm not sure if the soft suede is going to be too dark, but I'm going to give it a try on the, well, I'll just give it, we'll just use the soft suede. That's all there is to it. So I just want to get some sponging. This is actually going to be on the inside, so we're not going to see that too much, but this part we're going to see. I like how it goes a little bit darker where the score lines are. And then I'm going to come here, and you know what? I'm going to do this part. But now I have to use that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to use this one side like this. We're going to turn it over. And now we've got the two rounded edges. See, there. Go here. Oh, it's been a bad day. Obviously, it was a good day up until now. All right. So, well, you know I'm normal, right? All right. And so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to turn it over. See how that's now different ways? Just like that. Okay. So then we have this piece here, and I've turned around, and what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've sponged it with the soft suede, just like that. And we're going to sponge up at the top here as well, and all on the edges. Just like so. This is such a cute project too. Oh, that upsets me. All right. Okay, so that's the bottom piece. And then what we're going to do here, oh, and I do want to put those little tags or those holes in there. So let me just close that up. I'm going to eyeball this. And the way my luck is going right now, maybe I shouldn't be eyeballing this. It's not luck, it's, there we go. That's going to go that way. And then I'm just going to eyeball this again. Punch straight down. And that's giving me the tags. Okay. So that is going to give us a treat bag that's like that. But I like it to have sides on it. So this piece that is 3 by 6 inches, I scored it at 1.5 inch on both sides, 1.5 and 1.5, and then I went 1 inch and 1 inch. And then we want to go in and score that. Their bone folder. And this part as well. And before I do any sponging on here, I want to make sure that this piece here is going to be fit right into that piece. All right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this and this, and we're going to cut into there and into there. And then what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and cut this part out. And this part out as well. So there, what it looks like is like this. Can I punch two at a time? You know what, Pam? I probably could have, but the way my day is going, maybe it's not a good idea for me to punch two at the same time. Okay. So then you're just going to take your soft suede, make sure that we've got that in there. And like I say, this is going to go fit right into here. So we want to make sure that that's going to fold properly. Okay. All right. So we're going to come in with our tear and tape. what happened was my battery went dead on my phone. That's why we lost my phone. We lost the sound. We lost the camera. We lost everything. Remember to plug in the computer because I know that it was low on juice. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that in there. Now, I want to put some glue on here, but I want this to be, say I'm going to put this down like this. And I'm going to put this like so. Just like that. And I know it looks like I've got it on the wrong side, the tape, but I don't. So then what I want to do is I want to come around and I'm going to take that tape off, and I'm just going to do it with my, there we go. I should probably just take one off at a time, one side off at a time, but I'm going to take it all off. Just put that all in a pile here. Okay, so probably what I'm going to do is I'll make another one and I'll show something a little bit different. So this is just going to butt right up to that end there. So is this one. I want it right down to the bottom and butt that right up. And I'm going to come in with my bone folder and get a really good crease in there. Who likes making boxes? I love making boxes. Okay, so let's put that right up there. Put that right up. And we're going to do the same on the other side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my bone folder and make sure I've got that down there really good. And this part is there as well. So see, now what I've got is I have got this like this. And now when I go to put something in there, it's going to work great. Well, we hope it does. All right. So we have that. Remember, I did this with this yesterday. So I have this and I thought, well, I might as well use it. So what I did was I cut out the largest circle from the Stylish Shapes. And then I ran it through the timber embossing folder. And then I want to take this and I just want to sponge that so that that timber look comes up and shows up. It actually kind of pops off your paper there. Okay. And now what we can do is we can put that behind. And I just thought of this now, but I think I'll do this, is I've got some of this twine. I'm just going to come in and let's just put a couple of these pieces here. Let's close this up. And I'm just going to basically, let's loop this around. So it's got, and you know, it wants to go its own way because it's on that silly roll. And that roll makes it so crinkly. Is that a good word? All right, so I'm just going to take that off. Now, I want to make sure that that part doesn't stick down onto my card. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking the embossing buddy and I'm just going to run it over where I put that stamp and seal. And then I can come in with my dimensionals and it won't dip. And that's what I don't want to happen, is I don't want it dipping down. But I wanted something to attach that linen thread to. All right, let's come and do that. Well, Betty, you'll be glad you came in late because I'll tell you something. We had no camera. We had no sound. that was halfway through because my phone went dead. So I'll probably be redoing this is what I'll be doing. But this is that punch. The amazing trio punch, or the best trio punch. All right. So now I'm just going to put this onto here. See, and I did all that work with that. Now the part's not showing. There we go. Just like that. We're going to put our apples in there as well. So we're going to glue those on. And I do have a bunch of those apples if I want to put those on as decoration as well. Now what we need to do is we need to put a sentiment on here that it's first. So I'm trying to think. I think I have this sentiment here just for you. I think I'm going to go ahead and put that on. Where is that? There we go. We'll come in with that. This is from Celebrating You, which is another stamp set. And I cut out from this crumb cake, I'd also cut out one of the banners that's from Stitch or the Stylish Shapes. I'm going to actually do this probably with Early Espresso. See how that works. We'll see if that's straight. Pretty straight. Let's go ahead and put that on there. You know, I'm going to check that one more time. Just needs to come up just a tad. Let's try that. Yeah, that's better. All right. Goodness. Modern technology, right? Okay. So just going to put that on there. Whoops, and that is crooked. So hence the reason why I always cut two. And it looks like I have a halo on it. Oh, that stands to reason why that would happen. So let's go ahead and let's get rid of that, clean that off. Let's try again. Whoops, and it's upside down. All right. We don't want any halos on there. Okay. Well, not bad. Not great, but not bad. So then what we're going to do is we're going to put this onto here. And we probably should have had something else. You know what? I think it needs some Poppy Parade on there. That happens to be 3 inches. So I'm going to do this Poppy. Oh, watch. I've got an idea. We're going to go 3 inches. So it's not, we don't want to go 3 inches. We want to go about 2 3/4 because this is 3 inches across. And let's do that about there. That's pretty bad. I just mark that like that. Just like that. And wait till you see what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to get this the same way. So we are going to go ahead and do this like this. Turn it over. Like that. Do this down here. Turn it over. There. See, I've used that punch again. And that's just going to go onto here. Let's go ahead and glue that on. Oh, you know what? It's okay. If you make a mistake, it just shows that we're all human, right? I like thinking on the fly, so that makes me happy when I do that. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some dimensionals on here as well. And I know those are on my desk here. Let's just move that out of the way. So again, we want to make sure that we've got this, and we're going to put one in the middle as well. Now, because this is like harvest, and because it's like apples, just going to put this on here like this. And this Just For You can be popped up. You know what? I can put it right about there. And you know, like I did yesterday, it probably should have the red behind it as well. It would look a lot better. In any event, I'm going to show you something that we're going to do. I have dried apples. What perfect thing to put in there, right? So I'm just going to, this is just one of those bags. I mean, the envelopes, the clear envelopes. I'm going to go ahead, put this in here. So like I say, we've got we've got dried apples in there. I'm going to bring that down a bit. I love dried apples. I'm just going to put that in there like that. You know what? I'm just going to, want this to fold back. There we go. We have apples in there. And now what we need to do is we need to have some ribbon through there. And I think what I'm going to do, I was originally going to, now this ribbon is from that really cute, I can't remember, in the Forest Friends or something like that. So this is just going to go through here. And you know what, I think it'd be nice if we had some Poppy Parade ribbon. So you know what, I'm going to come in with my, this is the white seam binding. I have my pool party, or my Poppy Parade, I mean, pool party. Oh my goodness. So let's just get a bunch of that colored. I'm going to put that through as well. I say an awful lot of things done on the fly here, so I'm going to just put this through. You know what? I'm going to take that out. Let's put this on there. I'm just going to put that through. Just like that. Let's put this through on this side. What a great way to give away. I remember my son, for his wedding, he dried fruit for everybody. This would have been a great way to give the fruit out. Okay, let's just cut that. So we've got that. It's kind of long. That's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, and then I think what I could also do is I'm going to come in. I don't know if this is going to work, but let's give it a try. Maybe I should do it on the one that's not there or not any good. We'll see where that punches. That would kind of work. So let's just see if we can do that. If not, I'll put a tag on it differently. Doing this blind. So, okay. So it kind of worked. Just going to go in and put that through there as well. Don't know if this is going to work or not. Oh my goodness. All right, so this is going to go like this. Probably should have put it on an end, but that's okay. We're going to do it just like that. And I'm going to come in with my twine, And we're just going to tie that around. Don't really like that, but I can tear that off if I don't like it. Let me just do it like that. But all I'm doing is actually with this this basket of apples is just using the piece that I had done yesterday for that mystery challenge yesterday. Okay. Let's just pull this down. I need one more hand. There we go. I'm going to tie that in a knot, tight knot, and then I'm going to do a bow. That's not too bad. And then we're going to trim this off. Just like so. All right. So there's our box that we made. You don't have to do it the way I did, but I like when it's double on the bottom here. And by it being double on the bottom, what happens is it's sturdier. So if you have a heavier piece of something in there, you could do that. Let's go and put an apple there. We could put more apples there. We could even put an apple up here. In any event, there is with lots of things. Oh my goodness. So that's the treat bag that's made from this amazing trio punch, this very best trio punch that is found on page 68 of the JDD mini catalog. So like I say, this is part of my Now What series. It gives you different ways that you can use something. So it just shows you that you can use this punch for doing something like that. You could do some writing on the back there. You could do whatever you wanted to do. We could have also put another red piece on the back, so that kind of coordinated a little bit. But I apologize for the Janet. I apologize for, thank you. I apologize for losing my sound, losing the camera. I mean, my goodness, it's unreal. But isn't that great to do with dried apples, right? Dried apples. I love dried apples. I like the dried apples with cinnamon on. In any event, what's happening? Come join me on Saturday. Hopefully we do a little bit better on Saturday. It's my card sketch. That's where I do card sketches every single Saturday. So have a great day. If you do live in Canada, you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love for you to let me be your demonstrator. I do give away tutorials. So we will talk to you soon. Bye for now.